Hello everyone, welcome to my Pokemon Black walkthrough. I'm your host, DeoGenZ, and in the last episode, we were exploring Route 9. We had an encounter on Two Blind Bridge with Geetus, and we also pwned our rival Bianca. On this episode, we're going to finish exploring what the Route 9 department store has to offer. Lots of balls, so it's got all your ball needs. And we're going to move on, finally, to Opelucid City and check out what the difference is between the black version and white version. In the upcoming Opelucid City, I'll be sure to include a annotation that links back to my Japanese white walkthrough of when we went to Opelucid City. This way you guys can get the stark comparison and not just guess or hear from my explanatory terms, even though I'm sure that's what a lot of you want. But the main difference, black being more city-like and more futuristic, the white version game being more about forestry and nature. So you'll see those styles in the upcoming annotation that's going to be in this video. But my recommendation is watch this video and then go back to that spot and check out the difference. So right now I am, even though you can't see it, just maxing out my Maractus's pedal dance and synthesis skills. The reason I'm doing that is because they're a little bit low in power points, and I like to use... Oh, look at that. Just because we know about Thunderstones, we get to have one! Superb. But those two moves, I like to use them, especially synthesis, to wait out opponents. And especially with Rocky Helmet, because that's something that people may not recognize from watching my videos in super speed. But when any opponent hits my Maractus with a physical type move, I have the item, the hold item on it, called Rocky Helmet. And so it almost seems as if my Maractus has two abilities. One of its abilities, which it does have, is Water Absorb, which allows it to be re-healed by water type moves if it's hit by one. So it's a good switch out Pokemon for if I have a fire or ground type that's about to be nailed with a water type move. And then, of course, with Rocky Helmet, which you saw Stoutland get damage from, and again he did, and here I'm doing that tactic, he is losing damage every time he attacks me. Meanwhile, I just synthesis up, wait till I can pedal dance him with one hit, and then boom, he's done. Maractus is usually faster, so it gives Maractus like a bonus rough skin ability plus Water Absorb. And this is all done through hold items. Another hold item that I'm probably going to attach to one of my Pokemon is the Eviolite. And the Eviolite is perfect for my team, of which is going to be remaining unevolved for the rest of this walkthrough. And it's going to be interesting. I'm thinking about putting it on my girder because it would probably benefit from it the most. Just looking at it from a pure power standpoint, but maybe Duat could hold on to it as well. We'll see. I like to keep my traditional samurai Duat as powerful as possible. Opelucid City. So we can already see from the TV screen that it certainly does look like a futuristic tech zone. Let's go. Oh, it's Alder. What are you doing here, man? You got here fast. Hello, DeoGenZ. This way. You must have been here before. Must have just flew. Didn't have to go over Two Blind Bridge. What a liar. Desperately trying to con people with his speech. That's correct. Our Lord N has combined his power with the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon and intends to create a new world. We herald the return of the hero of Unova, founder of this region. Pokemon are different from people. They are living beings who contain unknown potential. They are living beings from whom we humans have much to learn. They are beings whose greatness we cannot fathom. Beings who should be freed from our oppression. We, Team Plasma, invite you to join us. We all want to create a new world where people and Pokemon are both free. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you now, please release your Pokemon. And so, Thank you for all of your attention. That's so funny. I can't believe he just blatantly asked the people to release their Pokemon. Sure, Geetus! Guy I've never seen before. You and your pack of gingers, you know what you're talking about. Have we been making Pokemon suffer? Maybe we should release our Pokemon like Team Plasma says. No way, without Pokemon I'll be lonely and sad because I'm a fat hiker dude. Oh, and I just live in the mountains with Geodudes. What was that about? Speech was off the charts strange. The cooperation of people and Pokemon, that's how Unova came to exist. If Pokemon really didn't want anything to do with humans, it would simply leave. Yeah, look at Pikachu. It didn't want to stay in the Pokeball, so it just said, fuck you, Ash. I'm going to be walking around like your partner Pokemon. And so the idea for Heart Gold and Soul Silver partner Pokemon was born. I'm kidding. Anyway, what's wrong? What does the wandering champion who left the Pokemon League need from us? Man, I didn't realize. I thought that at the beginning of this game, when Alder we first encountered Alder after Nimbasa City, going west. I thought that he was just a fun-loving guy who liked to check out carnivals and was like, yeah, I can leave the league if I like. Woo! Gym leaders are walking around all of Unova. I can too. I don't have to be bound to my gym or in my one trigger point location to interact with the player. No, I can actually have a life. But no, he's actually got some sort of reputation, it seems, as we go on further into this game, that he kind of left the Pokemon League. He kind of left it and didn't look back. He lost his partner Pokemon, and through that, he's been wandering Unova, kind of on a spiritual quest, I suppose you could say. Pretty interesting, you know, these character arcs, they got a bit deeper than I thought they would. At least the champion, so much respect, and like I perceived from just playing the white version, or more or less prophesized, was that I was going to enjoy this game a lot more when I could read what was going on, because it really does fill in a lot of background. And this game, for the Pokemon RPG series overall, is pretty story-laden, just in comparison. You know, it's every Pokemon game's had their evil team who wanted to take over the world, and in that sense it's the same thing, but they also try to include morality in this one, and try and make you question a little bit of, I'm a Pokemon trainer, but what does that mean? My relationship with Pokemon and battling. Of course, it's all BS if you just want to look at it as a game, but for those of us who are hardcore, we dance to that techie Guitar Man's tunes, and we run back after a quick Pokemon Center heal to chat with Iris and Drayden, because they know what's going on with the legendary dragon Pokemon, so let's check it out. See, like this entire episode here, back in the white walkthrough, we just completely skipped through all of the text boxes. This time they actually have something useful to tell us, or they did, just in a language we can understand now. I can understand. Maybe you understand Japanese. You're better than me if you do. One day, however, the twin heroes, the older brother who sought the truth, and the younger brother who sought ideals, began to argue about how to decide which one of them was right. A single dragon-type Pokemon that had been with them all that time split its body into two. One sided with the older brother, and the other with the younger brother. In its pursuit of ideals, the black dragon-type Pokemon sought to usher in a new and better world. Its name was Zekrom. And the other, the white dragon-type Pokemon, sought truth and to usher in a new world of good. Its name was Reshiram. Because the two of them were once the same entity, their battle raged endlessly, and neither one could be declared the winner. They simply exhausted themselves. The twin heroes proclaimed that there was no one side that was right, and ceased the conflict. But the two heroes' sons started the battle again, and an instant later, Zekrom and Reshiram destroyed Unova with lightning and fire. Then they disappeared. What dicks. But if people work with Pokemon in the right way, we don't have to worry anymore about the world being destroyed by lightning and fire. I mean, Zekrom and Reshiram worked hard for everyone and made a new region. So it should be alright, I think. True. Pokemon cannot speak. People may hurt Pokemon even more, but No matter what, Pokemon and people believe in each other, need each other, and will continue to live together. Yeah, so I'm never gonna forgive Team Plasma for trying to separate Pokemon and us. Sorry, we got off a little off topic there. Anyway, that's everything you need to know. Unfortunately, we don't know how to wake up the legendary Pokemon. So you told me all this information I didn't need to know. Cute story about how Unova was formed in fire and lightning. And then you tell me you don't know anything about waking up my Pokemon. Thanks. That was kind of the only reason I came to your town here. Well, nothing left to do but just explore. Not like we want a gym badge or anything. No, I'm kidding. We're going to do that in the next episode, guys, because we don't have as much time as we would need. I'd like to complete the gym in one episode, and that includes getting all the trainers in there. So instead, we'll just investigate the rest of Opelucid City, and you can click on the annotation to see the differences. Very city-like here, very tech-inspired. You can see kind of a checker mark staircase with blue, neonish kind of crystals. I like to think of the blue crystals as Nintendo's energy crystals, because they always show them in that kind of scenario. I forget what his significance was, but if you return to him with a Pokemon that knows Charge, he'll actually do something interesting. So, if you guys have done this little event before, comment below what is so interesting about it. I would like to know, but I don't have a Pokemon on me that has Charge, so we can't do that right now. Oh, and also, something awesome that doesn't really, well, it does affect you guys, I suppose, because that past narrative there that I just read through was enhanced by this feature. In my Corel editor, I was complaining the last video that it was difficult to read some of the text boxes that I was looking at from my captured footage from the DS. And that was just the screen size, basically. I wish I could enlarge it. And there was no full screen option, but in the new Corel that I updated to, there is an option to shift the size of modules. And with that, you can make the emulator capture a lot larger, not full screen, but a lot larger, and you can see the words a lot easier. So that allowed for me to narrate that whole bit a lot better than I could have if it was still the same and the words were still as crunched up. Now, this house that I'm in right now that I walked into here in Opelucid City, it's the same way for the white version, the more naturistic side of it all. It just has different trainers, because in the white version, it's not rotation battles you have, but triple battles. Not sure why or what made them decide to make rotation and triple in each respective title, but one thing I would like to see in the gray version is a lot more integration with triple and rotation battles, and there we just faded up to the trainer at the top of the stairs after a quick Pokemon rehealing at the Pokemon Center. But yeah, I love rotation battles. Triple battles are a little annoying. They're kind of like extended double battles. Boring in my opinion, but triple battles are a lot more fun. Mixes up my strategy and opponent's strategies majorly. A lot of prediction. Not so much in this version of the match, but that's because Galvantula is a special attack sweeping beast. So that is the house where you can have triple battles, or if in white version you can have, triple battles in white version and rotation in black. But they definitely should make a mode for, or an option in Battle Subway for rotation and triple. I was surprised they didn't, but it's a problem. You go onto Wi-Fi, you try to get into any of those types, and you can't find any opponents for it. So it's a shame, but hopefully they'll have better integration with that in the next third iteration of Unova. Because I like the triple and rotation battles. You know, triple's not as skill-based, but rotation's fun, and the new item launcher was excellent, so all things I would like to see more of in the next time. But in the next time of this black walkthrough, we will be heading to our 8th gym badge in Opelucid City and fighting the gym leader Drayden. So I'll see you guys then.